I didn't mean like Kyari don't put all these refineries in order with the money where the Nigeria they approve they give them. That what if I not get the cylinder tested mine because they dictate say na only and go the safe way for this country. Nigerians don't change and follow Mele Kyari, the MD of NNPC. I not say Mele Kyari don't they lose guard Nigerians for quite some time now, and it be like say cop don't they fool. You understand? Mele Kyari na man when go call national TV, go print for national publications, newspapers. They go say they appoint some money to rehabilitate and resuscitate Nigerian refineries. He go see get the Selena tested mind, put date so date. Our refineries will come to life. Our refinery will start to function. Get one time say when they let us know see so time we go dey start to produce our own products for Port Harcourt refinery. Till date, everything na audio. They could just talk. Why Nigerians loot billions of naira? They no go do anything. Carry all they lose. That Nigerians and the black say they pay a lot of Nigerians for body. Now that they say he go must go.
The coalition of concerned civil society organizations of Nigeria stand today with sobriety of hearts, but united in our shared outrage, our collective pain, and our unwavering demand for accountability. We are not just here to protest, we are here to voice the frustration of millions of Nigerians who have been pushed to the brink of failures of one man, Mr. Mele Kyari, the Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL. Mr. Kyari's tenure has been marked by dismal scorecard that raises more questions than answers. How can a nation so richly blessed with oil continue to suffer from an acute scarcity of petrol? Why do we, the people, have to endure endless queues, inflated prices, and the daily uncertainty of whether we can fuel our vehicles or power our homes? The answer lies in the gross incompetence and mismanagement that have become the hallmarks of Mr. Kyari's leadership. Importation of adulterated products, petroleum products, a crime against Nigeria under Mr. Kyari's watch. We have witnessed the importation of adulterated petroleum products that have wreaked havoc across the nation. Vehicles have been damaged, businesses disrupted, and lives put at risk, all because of the negligence, or worse, the deliberate sabotage of our nation's lifeblood. How can we trust a man who allows such travesty to happen, who stands by while our economy is crippled by these toxic imports? This is not just an administrative failure. It is crime against the Nigerian people. Fuel scarcity, a perpetuation of suffering. The fuel scarcity we endure today is not just a mere inconvenience. It is calculated perpetuation of suffering under Mr. Kyari's leadership. The situation has gone from bad to worse, with no end in sight. We ask, what has he done to alleviate this crisis? Where are the solutions? Why are our refineries, which should be the backbone of our fuel supply, still in disrepair? It is clear that Mr. Kyari has failed to take the necessary steps to resolve these issues. Instead, he seems intent on maintaining a status quo that benefits only a select few while the masses suffer. Lack of support for local refineries, stifling progress. We must also question Mr. Kyari's commitment to supporting our local refineries. The Dangote refinery, which should be a beacon of hope for our nation, has received little to no support from the NNPCL. Under his leadership, other upcoming refineries that could help break our dependence on imported fuel are also languishing without the necessary backing. Is Mr. Kyari more interested in maintaining the lucrative contracts for fuel importation than in promoting the growth of our local capacity? One has to wonder whose interest is he really serving. An obstacle to the renewed hope agenda. Fellow Nigerians, we are at a critical juncture in our nation's history. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda promises a new beginning for our country, a path to prosperity and security for all Nigerians. But how can we achieve this vision with individuals like Mr. Kyari at the helm of most critical national assets. His actions, or lack thereof, are in direct contradiction to the president's agenda. It is clear that Mr. Kyari cannot be an envoy of this new hope. Instead, he stands as an obstacle, a relic of the old ways that have brought us nothing but pain and despair. Our demands: sanitization of NNPCL. We, the Coalition of Concerned Civil Society of Nigeria's Organization of Nigeria, demand the immediate sanitization of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited. We demand the removal of Mr. Mele Kyari from his position as Group Managing Director. The continuous sabotage of government efforts through the importation of adulterated petroleum products and the orchestrated scarcity must stop. Nigeria deserves better. We deserve leaders who will work tirelessly to alleviate our suffering, not those who perpetuate it. Our message to the government: the time to act is now. To President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all those in positions of power, we say this: the time to act is now. Show us that the renewed hope agenda is not just empty rhetoric. Show us that you stand with the people, not with those who profit from our misery. Mr. Kyari must be shown the way out, and the NNPCL must be reformed to serve the interests of all Nigerians. We will not be silenced. We will not be ignored. We will continue to raise our voices until justice is done and our demands are met. It is disgraceful, in Adonjo, let me add, it is disgraceful and shameful that Alhaji Aliko Dangote, a single individual, could build the single largest refinery in the world in less than 8 years. And the NNPCL could not repair or maintain our refineries within 15 years. But several times we have had the postponement of the repair of the refineries. This is the only achievement we have seen from the NNPCL. The postponement of repairing our refineries. This is the only achievement we have, and it is reverse way. It is not an achievement. So we need someone to do better in this position, because there are other competent people who can deliver. There are the other competent people who could deliver in the NNPCL, because the suffering comes from the fuel subsidy. You, the media that are listening here and covering this, we know you are part of this suffering. So you must tell the truth and you must stay strong until justice is done for this country. Long live Nigeria, long live the struggle for better future. Thank you. I am Comrade Aminu Abbas, the convener of the Coalition of Concerned Civil Society Organization. Single individual build the largest single individual refinery within just 8 years. And just to maintain the refineries, we have the maintainers not building it from scratch, but just the maintainers taking us over 15 years. Is there not something fishy? Something must be there. And petroleum happens to be the backbone of this economy of this country. Yes. And we know whenever fuel subsidy is removed in this petroleum, there must be hardship in our economy.
Society Network on Economic and Social Advancement has demand for the sack of the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Dr. Mele Kyari. Abubakar Yale, the spokesperson of the group, disclosed this during a press briefing at Abuja.
CSNOESA calling for 1 million signatures to demand the sack of the GCEO of NNPCL, Dr. Mele Kyari, and to occupy NNPCL headquarters on Thursday, August the 22nd, 2024, until President Tinubu removes Dr. Kyari. We stand before you today with a heavy heart and a deep sense of responsibility to our beloved nation. We have gathered here to address a matter of grave importance that threatens the very fabric of our society and the well-being of our people. For too long, we have remained silent, hoping that the leadership of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPCL Limited, will heed the call for transparency, accountability, and good governance. Sadly, our hopes have been dashed, as we are now faced with a litany of allegations that paint a disturbing picture of mismanagement, corruption, and a blatant disregard for the directives of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The allegations against the Group Chief Executive Officer, GCEO, of NNPC Limited, Engineer Mele Kyari, are not mere hearsay. They are substantiated by credible evidence that demands immediate attention and action. Firstly, we are deeply concerned by the incessant fuel scarcity the country has witnessed due to the failure of Mele Kyari to address the issue of fuel scarcity. Fuel sells for as much as 1,500 naira in some parts of Nigeria, including Abuja. It is disheartening, unimaginable, and wicked that Kyari has intentionally refused that the 4 refineries should work. On his first day in office over 4 years ago, he promised that before the expiration of the President Buhari's regime, the 4 refineries will work. Over 4 years down the line, not even one has worked. Kyari is a colossal failure. Again, it is general knowledge that President Tinubu means well for Nigerians, but Kyari's disregard for President Tinubu's directive to sell crude oil to the Dangote refinery in Naira is trying to paint President Tinubu in bad light. This disregard for President's orders undermines our nation's effort to support local refining capacity and reduce our reliance on imported petroleum products. Furthermore, the revelation that NNPC Limited staff members and oil traders are operating a blending plant in Malta raises serious questions about the company's commitment to transparency and accountability. Secondly, we are appalled by the mounting allegations of fraud and embezzlement, corruption within the NNPC Limited under the leadership of Engineer Mele Kyari. The reports of fuel subsidy scams under remittance of oil sales revenue, corruption, shady pipeline surveillance contracts, and oil theft are simply unacceptable. These acts of financial impropriety have had a devastating impact on the majority of Nigerians while benefiting only a few greedy individuals. One of the most alarming allegations is a deduction of 2.1 trillion from the monthly revenue of NNPC, which was not remitted to the Federation account. This is a blatant violation of the public trust and a clear indication of the mismanagement of our nation's resources. Additionally, the supply of adulterated or bad fuel that entered the country from 2022 to 2024, causing damage to many vehicle engines and generators, is a grave concern. These allegations of massive corruption and fraudulent diversion of billions of dollars to personal and cronies' accounts must be thoroughly investigated, and Engineer Mele Kyari should be prosecuted if found guilty. NNPC Limited has failed to operate as a joint production venture, IPV, with Western Oil Majors, WOM, as required by law. Furthermore, the NNPC Limited has not been transparent in publishing its crude contracts and statements of accounts under Engineer Mele Kyari's leadership. In 2022, Kyari and the NNPC management failed to remit any funds to the Federation account for 7 consecutive months. Despite Nigerians recording 16 trillion in oil sales during that year, the NNPC did not make any remittances. This lack of financial responsibility is unacceptable and raises serious questions about the management of the company's revenues. Engineer Mele Kyari must be held accountable for these actions and provide transparency regarding the companies that received subsidy payments. The government should be interested in knowing the true nature of NNPC Limited's oil production contracts and remittances to the federal account, as well as the transparency of pipeline surveillance contracts awarded by the NNPC Limited in line with global best practices. Sadly, it is even more concerning that Engineer Mele Kyari, who allegedly shortchanged every Nigerian through under remittance to the Federation, has been allowed to remain in charge of the while heads of other important departments and the EFCC have been sacked, arrested, and probed. This raises the question of why the case of the NNPC Limited, led by Engineer Mele Kyari, is being treated differently. If the government is genuinely committed to the fighting financial malfeasance, which we know that President Tinubu has been doing very well, oil theft, dubious pipeline surveillance contracts, fuel subsidies scams, under remittance to the Federation account, abnormalities, and lack of transparency in the NNPC Limited, then Engineer Mele Kyari should not be allowed to continue in his position. Under Mele Kyari's led management, there has been no significant increase in oil production and remittance to the Federation account since he assumed the position of GCEO of the NNPC Limited. Fellow Nigerians, the time for action is now. We, the members of the Civil Society Network on Economic and Social Advancement, CSNOESA, call on all concerned citizens to join us in demanding the immediate removal of Engineer Mele Kyari from the position as the GCEO of NNPC Limited. We are launching a nationwide campaign to collect 1 million signatures, which we will present to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a clear demonstration of the people's resolve to end the reign of mismanagement and corruption at the NNPC Limited.
You understand? You don't reach when you go really go. Because what they do not make sense. And you go, they want us steady, they collect our common patrimony. They let us know say you want to rehabilitate what belongs to all of us. Last, you go corner the money before your pocket, abandon the project. What is up? It don't make sense now. You understand? Because anywhere you did, you know, say I already turn our searchlight face you now, and you go and if when we go jam here, we be like in a trailer and jam. You understand? You don't make way. You the corner our money like that. We'll come for you. You understand? Because it don't make sense now. Our refineries just did down. Then we'll tell the refinery don't come now. They want monopolize the system. They inflate price of PMS anyhow. They throw jab at marketers. Let's Nigeria they not say marketers they import substandard products. For product what they use since when the refinery come on, but when the letter they not say marketers import substandard products because see won't take over market won't make only and they say it don't make sense now. Mele Kyari na the cause of this things. I didn't Mele Kyari don't put all these refineries in order with the money where the Nigeria they approve they give them. That what if for no get the cylinder tested mine because they dictate say na only and go the safe way for this country. You understand?